Hey YouTube, Saint Frank here. This week's episode of Hobby Talk, I want to talk about kind of what I'm seeing maybe becoming a trend in baseball cards. It seems like year after year, Topps is making their rookie card lists earlier and earlier, and when they do that, the rookies that they decide these are going to be our rookies we feature this year end up being less and less accurate because they're doing it sooner and sooner. And man, are we seeing that this year through more than really late into the game, even as Topps Chrome was coming out, all the main rookies that people were wanting were still not being put out in sets. And now here at the very end of the year, they're putting them, a bunch of them, in the sets. Like Topps Chrome Update is pretty loaded with all the good rookies. The Brooklyn Collection has them, Archives has them, Ginter has them. All these sets have been coming out here in the last couple months of the year, are crammed full of all the good rookies that they should have been in all year long. I mean, this should have been a great year for Topps stuff, because it was such a great rookie class. But instead, really, the first, I'd say 75% of all the products that came out this year had very little to offer in good rookie cards outside of Wander Franco. And Wander didn't have a great year. So this, I think, is a really bad trend for Topps. I hope that they fix this next year, but I don't think they're going to. I think they plan these sets out so far ahead in advance that it really hurts the products. It almost makes me want to avoid a lot of the first half of the year products, because so many of the good rookies for 2023 that will emerge won't be in them. Now, we already know that they're probably going to put Michael Harris and Adley Rutschman and Nolan Gorman, guys like that, feature those guys heavily in the early 2023 sets. But, you can't, if you're Topps, you got to leave some room to include other rookies that are up and comers that year, instead of trying to cram them all in the last few products of the year. It just becomes irritating collecting things, and they make mistakes. Look at all the mistakes Topps made this year. With Topps Chrome, is a complete disaster. Forgetting to put some of the short print rookies in there, even making them short prints in the first place, was a nightmare. Quality control issues as they try to rush stuff out. Yeah, it was a bad year for Topps, I think. And they could have had the hobby, by the scruff of their neck, because there were so many great rookies. A lot of people were coming back into the hobby because they wanted to collect cards of Julio Rodriguez, Bobby Witt Jr., all these, Jeremy Pena. The list goes on and on. Phenomenal rookie class this year. And they're not in hardly any of the products, just in the ones that come out the very end of the year. Yeah, so pretty frustrating. Guys, what do you think? Is Topps going to learn their lessons from 2022 and do things right in 2023? Not make these sets like months and months and months out in advance and plan for them way far ahead? Are they going to put the sets out well planned, well executed, good quality, with the rookies that need to be in these sets? Man, I just don't think they're going to. And I think when you look at what they did this past year, maybe that might have some of the Fanatics influence, where Fanatics just wants to make a bunch of money, and they own Topps, so they're going to milk baseball for everything it's worth. And I think if they try to keep that up, they're going to just absolutely ruin the hobby. And people will leave the hobby. They're already doing it. There's people that will stay, like me. They're idiots that'll stay and still enjoy new stuff. But I definitely going to hold back on buying stuff next year. I'm going to wait till prices drop. Seems like everything was coming out and it was too expensive to start with. And a couple weeks later, dropping in price. I'm seeing that trend in a lot of things I buy, like Star Wars stuff. I'm really seeing it in Upper Deck stuff. Upper Deck was really jacking up the prices of products right when they come out, and then having to almost quarter size price their products just a couple weeks later or a month later because they're just so inflated prices. Star Wars has definitely been doing that. Some of the Star Wars releases that look like they're overpriced, they are, and they end up dropping drastically after that first couple weeks. So I think if I'm going to buy stuff this next year, I'm not going to buy it on pre-release. I'm not going to buy it right when it comes out. I'm going to, unless it's something that looks like this. This is a product that they came out, was exclusive online, this Brooklyn, and it sold out very quickly. I was very lucky to get a couple boxes. There's certain products that you kind of know are going to be pretty good and that are not going to drop a lot. If just look at the price points, guys. If something looks like it's ridiculously too high for what you get, then just wait. It'll drop. People aren't dumb. They're not going to just blindly buy stuff like they used to. Topps Chrome next year, I'm not touching it until I see the product out for a while, and probably wait a good 2 months before I buy any, just because of the way they way overprint it, way overinflate the price, and I'm not going to be that person that overpays for new stuff. Not next year. I probably did a couple times this year, and every time I did that, I ended up regretting it. Except for when I did buy Logo Fractors when they came out. That ended up being a good move. But I mean, out of the 50, 60 different things Topps makes, for just a handful of the products to actually be, winners and hold its value over a little while, that should tell you to just back off, let prices, correct a little bit, and then go in and buy what you want. I would have saved myself more money this year. I'm just saying. Anyway, what do you guys think? Is 2023 going to be a disaster? Are you still going to collect in 2023? If so, what sets are you looking at? I'm definitely looking at Ginter because I'm a big Ginter fan. I'll probably look at Heritage. These are things I usually like. I'll probably not get into Gypsy Queen because it seems like they put that set out way too early and it doesn't really have a lot of the good rookies in it like the later sets do. And I don't want to be all excited for a new product for the upcoming year only for it to end up not really having much in it. I'll probably possibly looking at some Bowman if I can find some cheap and waiting and being patient. But a lot of these other products, I just avoid them, especially when they look like they're super overpriced, and ridiculous stuff like Topps Black. I mean, nobody cares about Topps Black really, and it's a terrible product, I think. I mean, you're getting a couple cards and usually a terrible auto. So you could hit big, but that's one of those types of sets that's very expensive when it comes out, and then in a month it's half as much and nobody wants it. So I think the 2023 collectible card collecting dollar is going to be much smarter. Already being much smarter with MetaZoo. I'm definitely waiting on new MetaZoo things to come out and price correct, because it seems like every set that comes out, you think you're out of floor and it will still keep going down. So even though I don't mind paying cheap prices for it, I know they're going to be much cheaper later. So patience is going to be the 2023 key. All right, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and everybody have fun later.